Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Rachel of Gathered Plans. I'm finally catching up on spreads and finally doing my Thanksgiving spread. As you can see, this is from Sadie Stickers. It's called Thanksgiving. She also had a second very Thanksgiving-esque kit, but I elected to go ahead and just use this one. And this is in rose gold foil. I actually think I messed up with the bottom washi. I think it was supposed to be flipped because the extension into the sidebar didn't really match properly, but anywho, I'm going to go ahead and actually answer some questions. I did ask you guys for some questions in previous plan with me's and everything like that, and what I usually do is just screenshot the questions and then save them in a folder in my photos, and then I'll answer them. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, please feel free to drop them below so I can, continue doing that. It's really fun and easy to do voiceovers when I actually have something to talk about. Sometimes I feel like it's pretty redundant talking about the spread, especially because weeks on end, things are consistently the same, taking Jason on a walk, having meetings, work, the same stuff. So I feel like nothing crazy or special happens on a regular daily basis just because weekdays are pretty boring and structured for me. I try to keep myself very busy and I like a lot of structure in my life, so that's kind of just how I do things. But if you have any questions as to where anything is from, as always, just comment below. So this first question, let's see. Plan, wine, food, a technique above the rest. She asked, a question for you. Do you prefer to drive for vacation or do you prefer to fly? And why for your answer. If you prefer to fly, do you like the aisle seat or smoother seat? I think she meant to say maybe window seat. I'm not sure. Um, so it really depends. So if it's a scenic route, like I know I'm gonna go somewhere pretty scenic and it's close enough, like I would say 3 to 4 hours. Once I start passing 5 hours, I much rather fly. But if it's under 5 hours, I don't mind driving. Just depends on where I'm going and the company that I have with me, of course. But if I'm usually traveling by myself, I have a lot of podcasts that I can listen to that will keep me pretty busy. But overall, I do prefer to fly if it is a longer distance because if you personally, I feel like if I'm driving over 5 hours by myself without good company and it's a boring drive, like the same highway straight down, it's boring. I much rather fly, and I do prefer the aisle seat. I feel like the older I've gotten, I don't really care for the window seat. I don't know, to me, I've traveled so much around the world. I've lived internationally in Europe, all throughout Asia, and here too in the States, that I just feel like um I've kind of seen the aerial view of stuff. It doesn't really wow me as much anymore. It's still beautiful, granted, but I feel like it's kind of a waste if it's dark out and you're flying in and you can't even see anything. And then I also feel really guilty. Let me know if you're like this, but I feel guilty if I'm the person in the window seat and I open the window to actually see, and then I let light in and I feel like it's too bright for everybody else. And I feel kind of bad because I know they're probably trying to rest and I'm that person that has the window open. So, but anyways, short answer is I do prefer an aisle seat if I am flying. Also, the reason why I feel like I don't want to be the person who has the window open when I'm flying, if I'm in the window aisle, is because I'm that person in the other seats that gets annoyed when the person on the window seat is constantly looking outside and all the light is coming in. I do get annoyed. Moments like that, I wish I had one of my sleep masks or the a blindfold or whatever. Not a blindfold. You guys know what I'm talking about, the eye mask. That sounds so scary and negative when I say blindfold. But yeah, I can only say that I don't want to be that person because I get annoyed. Okay, so the next question is from Dahlia Mendoza. She asked, do you watch anything else on YouTube aside from planning videos? I don't watch a lot of YouTube. Believe it or not, like I said in my previous video, I'm incredibly busy. I don't really have a lot of time to watch things on social media or be on the internet like that unless I'm researching something or I'm doing it for my YouTube channel and for work. But I do enjoy when I do watch them. I really do enjoy lifestyle videos. I love anything home related, like decorating. Also love fitness videos. I might occasionally watch a get ready with me, putting makeup on. I don't do that as much anymore. I used to do that a lot in college. That was one of my favorite things to watch, was a get ready with me and all the makeup gurus. But lately it's just, if I do watch anything, it's related to food, it's related to home decor, it's related to fitness. And yeah, that's honestly it. Sometimes I'll like watch something funny. Oh, I also get down this rabbit hole of like watching like emotional like videos that are like so heartwarming, like people coming home from deployments, or like grooms watching their brides come down the aisle, like just really sweet things like that, like the compilations. Those always get me. I don't know what it is, but I just go down a rabbit hole. um, so those are things that I do enjoy. And then she also asked me, how long do you typically work out? For me, I like to keep my workouts short and simple, because what I do is I work out however I'm feeling, and like I just do what feels right. You know what I mean? So typically it's 30 to 40 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, I would say. So I'll usually do like a warm up with like cardio for about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe typically 20 minutes. And then I'll actually do like a weight training or like a hit or something like that for the rest of the time. But the reason why my workouts can be so short and compressed is because I do hit style workouts, which are high intensity interval training. So it's very similar to like a Tabata style, where I have very minimal breaks in between sets and reps. So I'll typically do 3 to 4 exercises back to back. I might like take a quick break for like a minute, and then I'll get right back into it. So I'm able to do, 3 to 4 different exercises, 3 to 5 rounds each. Typically I try to do high reps, moderate weight. I don't lift as heavy as I used to when I was in college, like in my early 20s. I'm trying to be very, very mindful, because they say the older you get, like things just start breaking. So I feel like I'm kind of in like a maintenance mode, where I'm just trying to ensure like I'm just moving and being active. But lately I've been doing 2 to 3 mile walks every day with Jace as well, on top of just like doing extra cardio and weight training. So my workouts, just to simply answer your question, I'm pretty active throughout the day as much as I can. Like I'll go on a mile and a half walk in the morning, and during my lunch break after work with Jace, and then I'll do like a proper workout as well. So it just really depends, but consolidated, I'll probably do like a full hour and a half if I work out that day, on top of all of my walks of working out and being active. But on an average day, if I'm not also exercising, I typically range from 30 to 45 minutes. I know that was a long winded answer. I'm sorry. She also asked, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food if you do celebrate? So I do. My favorite Thanksgiving food is mashed potatoes. Like, it's that simple. I love mashed potatoes. Funny story is I used to hate them growing up. And I remember being forced to finish my food in school. Like, it was like a big thing to like make sure you finished your food on like your tray. And I don't know. I don't remember. I remember that vividly, but I don't know the reasoning. I don't know if they were just trying to teach us to like finish our food, um, or if it was just like my mom. I can't remember. But I do. I hated them for so long, and I think when I tried them like fresh for the first time is when I like fell in love with them. So mashed potatoes are for sure like my favorite thing to have on Thanksgiving. But my recent Thanksgivings have been pretty non-traditional, I guess, in a sense where we haven't really done. I can't remember the last time I've done like a proper turkey and ham and like all the other like Thanksgiving spreads. Like, sometimes I'll have mashed potatoes, and maybe my mom will make like green bean casserole, but we typically have like a couple Filipino dishes, or we'll do like different international things where we have a theme. I think I talked about this before, but it's a very appropriate question for this Thanksgiving spread. So thank you for your question, Dahlia. I really appreciate that. Haley, she said, if you had to do an entire month of spreads in a non-classic foil color, also one that isn't a variation of a classic color, like how copper is similar to rose gold, which would you pick, and for which month would you do it? Why that month? Girl, that is a long-winded question. Hold on, let me pause. I gotta reread this. Okay, Haley, so to answer your question, um, I don't know what's considered, I don't know if hollow is considered a classic foil color. I don't think it is. So that's gonna be a little bit of cheating maybe, but hollow, or like the glass, like I don't know what it's called, but I think it's like a shimmery glass foil where it's got like tons of different colors in it. I think that would look really cool in the winter time. So I'll probably choose that. I should probably look at Rose Colored Days and her website because I know she has so many foil options. But I would say for a month that I would do it would probably be January just because of like New Year's and then also all the like winter has started, so I think hollow or just like the glass foil or the glass sparkle, I don't know, shattered glass foil, if that's a thing. I'm sure it's a thing. I'm pretty sure I've seen it before. But I think that would be something I would choose for like the whole month of January. So that's pretty fitting. I'm not a huge fan of like red, blue, any other kind of like foil colors. That's just not my thing. Plus, I feel like it would really clash with a ton of other kits. So if I had to choose, I would probably do that, like the shattered glass or hollow foil. Okay, I hope I answered your question correctly. So, it's Monk and Marple. I hope I'm saying that right. She asked, "What is your favorite type of wine?" and be specific. So I'm not bougie when it comes to wine whatsoever. I am like your Target kind of wine kind of girl, and mostly because it's affordable, and I am actually appreciating drier wine. The older I'm getting. So I do enjoy like reds. They're my favorite. And that's funny because I used to not be a fan of reds, but I do prefer them. And the ones I usually go for are Apothic Crush and Josh. So really like those brands from Target. I'm sure you can get them at like Total Wine. I've seen them before even at regular grocery stores, at least where I live. So that is my answer. And I'm pretty sure all of my wine connoisseurs out there are probably cringing. I'm sorry. But again, like I listen, I do enjoy a really nice bottle of wine, but I'm also not going to spend $100+ every single time. So that's just me. What's your favorite plant? Ooh, I love my fiddle fig. Is that what they're called? How am I gonna butcher this? And it's my favorite, but like I don't even know. Yeah, my fiddle fig tree. His name is actually Phineas, naturally. And I chose to spell it with an F just because I think it's cute. But the most expensive plant I've purchased, and it was a whole job moving it and like traveling with it because it's so large, and hence why it was expensive. But he's growing so much. He's in my office, like my work office, and super tall, doing great. He is, killing it. I was really nervous at first because a lot of his leaves were falling and I had to like learn everything, and it was a whole thing, but I think I got the hang of like taking care of him now, so we'll see. He's literally blooming, so I'm happy. Can you explain how you do your dip nails? First of all, girl, thank you for all the questions. Girl or guy or whatever. Hi, I appreciate you. I just I don't I'm just not sure because I don't want to make assumptions, right? So, um let's see. How do I do my dip nails? It's so hard to explain, but truly I just follow what I've seen on YouTube, and then I've just kind of done like kept a routine of what works for me, like follow the steps that work for me. So, what I do is I clean them with the Sally Hansen like cuticle cleaner. I'll clean them, clean around my cuticles using my cuticle cutter, file them, buff them down, and I'll use my Bond-Aid liquid and my primer, and then I'll go ahead and put the base coat that you use for the dip nails, and then I put it in clear or translucent powder first, just to start the base, and then I'll do like 2 layers of or 2 dips of the color using the same base liquid, and then I'll activate them. I'll buff them, file them down, using my e-file sometimes, but mostly I've been using my buffing block. And I use an acrylic buffing block specifically because it's really perfect for dip nails or just acrylic nails in general. It's softer, it's not as rigid. And then I will use a gel base coat, put it under my UV light just one time, and then I'll do a gel top coat, like the shiny top coat under the UV light as well. So typically what you'll see is when you do watch dip nail videos and tutorials, you'll see that they do offer and recommend you just use the top coat that comes with the set, or like the gel set or liquid set, sorry. And in most cases that does work, but you have to let it air dry, and it typically dries pretty quickly in my experience before. But what I've noticed is it gets kind of cloudy unless you get a really high end one. I personally am not going to spend a lot of money getting like a high end top coat. Like I'm just not going to do that. But I've noticed if you literally don't let it dry for 15 to 20 minutes, it's it's still going to get really cloudy, and I personally want to be able to like use a lint free cloth and then alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and rub it over my nails at the end to make sure that they're completely like, cured and done. So that way I can go about my day and not be worried about it smudging. Like I just don't have the patience for that or the time. Because I'm very rough with my hands naturally. Like I just can't. So I typically like to just use the gel base and then top coat and then cure it under the UV light. And I only do one coat of the base and then one coat of the top coat. I found that using a base, like a base gel with a UV light, works the best when you are trying to use a top coat or just any gel. Um, just because I've tried before without the base and I've noticed like it just kind of it just doesn't work well. Like it gets really gunky and gooey, and I think it just might be because of the mix of the dip nail and gel. So that's just been my experience and like the different brands that I use. And I get everything off of like Amazon. Like I think that it's called like a Beatles brand. I did, however, buy the oh my gosh, I just can't believe I forgot. The gelish top. Is it called Gelish? Let me see. Let's see. Gel top coat brands. Um, I think it's called Gelish. Yeah. So Gelish is the top coat that I use. I know they use that in salons, really high end, good quality. I was willing to invest in that one just because it lasts so long and it's really, really good quality. So yeah, after I'm done doing the base coat and then the gel top coat, I cure it. I typically cure the top coat twice for like a total of like 2 minutes, or a minute and a half just to be extra safe. And then I'll get like that lint free, not even a cloth, it's just like a lint free square. And then I'll put rubbing alcohol in it and then wipe off all my nails to make sure I get off all that gooiness. And then I'll use whatever, what's it called, cuticle oil that I have, and I'll rub it into my cuticles as well as with lotion, and that kind of concludes the whole process that I have. Um, I promise you, watching YouTube videos is going to be very helpful if you want to do your own nails at home. That's how I learned. That's what I recommend to do. Also, figure out what works for you, and you certainly have to practice and practice and do what works for your nails and like what you have in your setup and all that good stuff, just because everybody is different. And I don't know, it took me a long time, not a long time, to learn how to use my e-file on my right hand because I'm right-handed. So learning to use using my left hand to e-file my right hand probably took I would say maybe like 2 to 3 weeks of fully getting comfortable with using it. So just be careful, and highly recommend just watching YouTube videos. You can watch and learn a lot from YouTube. So that's it. Anyways, sorry for that long winded answer. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.